Norma Gunter has made a lasting impression on the Mid-Ohio Valley as a ballet teacher and advocate for the arts. She earned her education at a dance studio in Beckley and later New York City. She opened a dance studio in Parkersburg in the mid-60s. She passed away on July 3rd of this year. Our Logan Riggenbaugh joins us live in the studio to talk about Norma's life and legacy for this week's This Is Home. Logan.
Norma Gunter was born in Beaver, West Virginia on December 21, 1933. Later in her childhood, she moved to Beckley where she grew up. She would tell her kids that for 10 cents, she could sit in the movie theater all day until they threw her out.
This is Home, sponsored by A1 Heating and Cooling and TB Dentistry.
She watched the big musicals of the 30s and 40s and fell in love with the idea of dancing. She took dance lessons under Emma Beard until there was nothing left for her to learn. Norma's daughter, Susie Gunter, says Beard would take Norma to New York City to learn from the professional dancers.
She loved every minute of it. She'd never been out of the hills of West Virginia, she used to say, and then there she was in New York City. She went back every summer of her life from then till she couldn't.
Some of those dancers were Eileen O'Connor, Luigi, and Ron and Danny Daniels. Susie says she loved going to New York City because she craved education.
My mom loved to learn. She kept learning about everything her whole life. She loved to learn about flamenco dancing. She became a very good flamenco dancer. Tap and jazz and ballet. She just wanted to know everything about everything she could possibly learn.
Norma opened her first dance studio in Oak Hill, West Virginia in 1952. In the early 60s, she moved to Parkersburg and opened the Mid-Ohio Valley Ballet Company. Since then, she had hundreds of students come to learn ballet. Norma wanted to make sure that everyone had access to arts and culture.
Every day, I feel that she touched someone's life and made a difference in everything that they tried to do. I honestly feel the arts community in this area would not be what it is right now without the things that my mom started doing in the early 80s to try to make this more of an arts mecca.
Despite her love for the arts, she was a devoted mother and prioritized her 4 children. After school, Susie and her siblings would go to the ballet studio while her mom worked. Norma would have a separate room for the 4 of them so they could do their homework or have a snack. Susie and her siblings will miss her dearly.
She put all 4 of us first. She made sure we did whatever we needed to do whenever we needed to do it. She juggled everything so beautifully. She was, if not at the studio, she was with all of us, and we all love her dearly. We will miss her a lot.
As a mentor, Norma would always be there for you. She would help you find a solution to any problem you had. Susie says she helped encourage her students to lead successful lives in the arts, education, or healthcare.
Many of her students will tell you that she was the mentor in their life that helped them get on with their adult life. And I've received so many wonderful cards and letters and emails from her former students talking about how she shaped their lives. It's just been beautiful.
Throughout her life, she has done many things, such as saving the Smoot Theater. She was mentioned in the Who's Who of dance teachers and was a member of the Dance Educators of America and the Professional Dance Teachers Association of America. That's all I have, Phyllis. Back to you.
Thank you, Logan.